So, the driving force behind my desire to be a child life specialist came about a couple months before I came to Mizzou when I still had absolutely no idea what I was going to major in or what I was going to do. I just know I wanted to work with children. I met a child life specialist when the person that I nanny for had premature babies, and they actually had a child life specialist come and talk to her and describe everything that was really going on with the children, which I thought was awesome. And I got to meet her and I asked her about the job and really what it required or what she did. And I instantly fell in love with everything about it, the ability to help people, to talk to people all day, and to really just work with children because I knew that I connected well with children ever since a young age. I wanted to babysit, I wanted to help the neighbor kids, I wanted to hang out with the little babies and children and all that, and I just knew that that was really a passion I had, and I'd looked at pediatrics for a long time. I just didn't know where to go with it. So when I met her, I instantly applied to be in the college here at Mizzou. And ever since then, I've just been so passionate about child life and just finding steps to get to that point of being a child life specialist. So, an interaction in practicum that I really learned from was actually in my Africa practicum. And it was an interaction that I had with a teenage boy in a children's orthopedic home. And I had asked him, he was very quiet, very shut down. He just seemed so upset, and I walked up and asked him to write a book to explain to other patients that were coming to the hospital kind of what happens here or what goes on day to day. Like, give him that control to tell me what was going on. And he actually ended up drawing pictures of his home life, and with guns and cigarettes and all of this stuff. We didn't really talk, he just drew because there was a kind of a language barrier. But I didn't think that the interaction was significant at all. He drew what he needed to tell me, and that was that. I walked away. Well, probably an hour later, he walks up and hands me a card that writes, "Thank you for listening. Nobody listens to me here. I appreciate it." Just all this stuff about how amazing it was to be able to tell someone his version of a story and for someone to just sit and listen to him and acknowledge his presence. And it really showed me that I don't have to be doing anything crazy to help people. I don't need an aha moment with a patient to really still be helping them and moving them away from trauma or away from just having the worst experience in the hospital. And so I carry that with me all the time, that even the littlest of things can help these patients. So I've really learned that in my practicum in Africa. Strategies that I use actually to build rapport with, we'll go with adolescent patients because I did use some rapport building with the patient in my story in Africa. With adolescent patients, I really try to not treat them like children. We all know that teenagers are not going to want to be talked down to. They want you to talk to them and introduce yourself to them. So when I walk in the room, I don't look at the parents with adolescents. I talk to that adolescent, I talk to that patient and ask them what they need and the decisions that they want to make. Obviously, it's ultimately the parents' decision and they need to talk about that, but I think that it's very important to treat that adolescent as just as important and be able to allow them to make those decisions and have that power, because they've lost a lot of that freedom that they've had before in the hospital, and we need to give them that. So connecting them with about school and really just asking them questions about their home life before we jump into all this medical stuff really helps me to build rapport with them. I love talking to people. I love listening and hearing about people's different lives, so it is awesome to hear about their school and their home life and all that and their friends. With preschoolers, I have always gotten along with young children well. Walking a room and being super silly or grabbing a toy to play with them, just to show that I am a non-threatening human in this environment, because at this point they could have been poked and prodded by just strangers that they had no idea what was going on. And really establishing that rapport with the child's parents, because they do look to their parents to see what is safe and not safe. So walking in that room with the preschoolers, I do that quickly. Thank you.